Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I just wanted to show you what's on my Steam Deck and what kind of emulators and games I've been running. So as far as my official Steam library, it's very modest. I didn't have any Steam Deck games, any Steam games rather, when I first got it. Um, so I was brand new to the whole PC scene, started a fresh account. So I just got, like Left 4 Dead, Alice. I've not played COD because it's so big. Chips Challenge is a old classic PC game. Horizon, um, and a couple other random things. Marvel Rivals. I wish that was cross compatible, cross save. So I haven't really played it much on Xbox or PC, but it performs fine on both. And I didn't know Overwatch 2 was on Steam up until just like a week or two ago. So that was like crazy. I've been living under a rock on that one. So that's nice. Cross save progression and all that between Xbox and Switch and all those other things. So yeah, I did. The only game that I've actually played all the way through on here was Alice. Madness Returns, one of my favorite games of all time, and that was 100% playable. I think it should be promoted to great on deck, but it has not been so far. I'm gonna try and keep this in focus for you. But that was a great experience. You're virtually no problems, really. I mean, in the menu system, it was kind of resorting back to mouse and keyboard, but nothing crazy. Now, one thing I did notice when you beat it, I unlocked the suits, like the different dresses and stuff, but you didn't unlock the weapons, or at least they wouldn't stay usable in your next gameplay, which I wasn't going to play another game anyways. But you can access those things and the original Alice game with tinkering with some settings and some stuff, but honestly, it's really not worth it to me. Horizon runs pretty good. There's an update for better visuals for like $10, but I don't really care right now. It involves a lot of precision and stuff, which is great with controller, and the Steam Deck controls are great, but it's harder with the Steam Deck controls for sure, just because it can be pretty fast paced for sure, but still great experience. Runs really well on the TV. Alice looks good on the TV. It's a little dark at times, but that's minor nitpick. I think Overwatch 2 was kind of chugging a little bit. It was looking a little weird when I had it docked, but whatever. I don't really dock this as much. Oh, Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't played TF2. I've just been dabbling with that one. But mainly what I've been doing is the emulation, can be quite a bit of a rabbit hole for sure. Xbox 360. Brutal Legend is definitely playable, but there's a lot of graphical issues, particularly in the characters' faces and stuff. Same with Gears of War. It's perfectly playable. I've been playing that a lot right now. It's awesome to finally be able to play Gears natively on the Steam Deck, having some sort of handheld experience. But it does kind of get a little weird in gameplay with the textures and stuff, but predominantly in the cutscenes. Gears 2, I can't get it to work at all past the menu. Guitar Hero, I don't think it's registering my guitar or something, so I've just been doing the PS2 versions. Lollipop Chainsaw will crash immediately once you get past the menu, and the gameplay doesn't work. And Resi 5, I mean, that seems like it'd be okay. Let me zoom out a little bit. Resi 5, you'd think it'd be fine, but there's just constant strobing going on. It is absolutely horrendous. So yeah, I mean the 360 emulator is still kind of in the early stages, so you got to kind of cut it some slack for what it's doing there. Definitely hope for more support and better performances in the future. Nintendo 64 has always been a hard one to emulate on previous systems, but I was shocked at how well it's been working. Conker's Bad Fur Day, perfect. You can edit the controls to make it a lot better of a modern experience. 007, I am struggling to map the controllers properly, the button configs, but it is running fine. So that's what's been going on there. Indie Infernal Machine, yeah, I think that's been running okay. Sorry for the focus, guys. I don't know why it's spazzing out so much. I guess I'll just have to remain a little zoomed out, but I'll hold it in hand. I've just been using a Xbox One controller, which is great. I love how seamless the Bluetooth controllers work. So what else we got here? We got DS. Haven't played too much of that. It is kind of weird manipulating the DS screens, like the two screens, in a way that works best for you. You can either have two little screens over here on the left, and then another little like your main one over here, or flip it around to whatever you like, or just toggle with a button back and forth between the two screens. Depends on how much you need that bottom screen. But yeah, I haven't been playing with that too much. What have I been? Surprisingly, I did play a bit of this Impossible game, and that was a pretty decent experience. But these other ones I haven't been dabbling with too much. Moving right along, we've got NES, which runs flawlessly pretty much, and I love that you can have save states, fast forward, rewind, get through all that nitty gritty stuff that was really a challenge back then. Like Batman, why it's such a good game, but man, it is so ruthless and unforgiving. But that does make it more accessible in the modern age of gaming. More NES, it's the same folder, and then okay, I've got a random Metroid in that emulator. You'll see multiple emulators for the same system. So, yeah, and I'm just crawling behind my tripod right now, so bear with me. And then, okay, Game Boy Advance. These are a lot of games that I had as a kid. Still have them, all the physical games, and they've been running fine. I don't know. It's kind of a weird experience playing on it's a portable experience, but it's such a huge form factor, and the screen is like a quarter of this, like its native size when it was Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color. So it kind of looks bad, but I know you can tweak that in the settings and stuff, but even when you have it at its normal size, it just feels weird to have it on such a big device. Game Boy Color, these are the games that I had as a kid as well. Same situation there, but they do perform flawlessly. Older games typically do. Super Nintendo, I don't think I really had any problems with those either. Running pretty good, looking pretty decent. Nintendo Wii. Okay, so actually this is just a GameCube game. I just wanted to test that, and that works fine. And this is some fan-made Star Wars files that aren't working right now. Let's see. But yeah, I'm just kind of learning more with emulation and seeing what works. These are some games that I had as a kid that I play on Game Gear a lot, so that feels like the most at home, because the Game Gear is such a big chunky system, and this is a big chunky system, so playing RoboCop and Sonic Chaos feels perfect, and it looks really good, and yeah, just love that a lot. I got some more Sega games there that are really hard, but same thing, at least with the modern emulation, you can have save states and rewind, fast forward, and do stuff like that to make it easier. PS1, I haven't been able to get any of these to work yet. I need to get like the PS1 BIOS. I thought I could just put it in the PS2, and that was not working. Oh, the cat's with the zoomies. Okay. So I'm still working on that. None of these are working right now, but I do own all those games. Nice thing you can do too is if you got a laptop, you can pop your PS2 game in the disk drive, rip the ISO, put it on a flash drive, and dump them in your emulation folders and stuff on your deck. So you can do it legally that way. PS2, I've been playing the most of. There again, a lot of games from my childhood. I've been getting into Guitar Hero a lot lately. Kind of calming down as of more recently, but that's been a blast. I got a Guitar Hero controller. Sorry, it's actually a Rock Band guitar from Goodwill for like $3. It's wired, which works perfectly. Just plug it into your dock. Got these on there so the cats don't chew on the whammy bars. case you were wondering. But yeah, it's I mean, I've taken it apart and cleaned it up a little bit. It definitely shows its age and doesn't work like super duper 100% wonderful, but it gets the job done. And I was looking for a second one all over the place at a good deal. And I did have to spend 60 bucks at video games, etc. I felt so dirty doing, but this is a wireless one. And it's actually a Guitar Hero. And I never thought I'd spend 60 bucks on Guitar Hero because I never really played it or liked it back in its prime. But that's been working great with the Xbox dongle. It's been behaving pretty well wirelessly. Now, I did notice that it was like stuck. The strum bar was stuck, so I did have to take it all apart, put some special electronics WD-40 in there and clean up the contacts, and it's been working okay sometimes. So there's that. But yeah, Guitar Hero has been working pretty flawlessly overall. It's so much better playing, like I'm better at playing it on the controls or with mouse and keyboard, which you can do, but it's a better experience with the guitar for sure, especially if you're doing co-op with somebody, which is why I had to get the second controller. And one thing, I don't know, with the PS2 emulator, when I'm going back between normal games and guitar games, it kind of gets messed up. It won't remember my profiles, so I usually have to rebind the controls on the guitar and rebind them on the actual gamepad or Steam Deck or whatever, so that's a pain in the butt because I do like bouncing back and forth quite a bit. But whatever. Futurama is cool. This game is pretty rare. I think I've only seen it physically maybe once ever when I worked at Disc Replay. But yeah. The other games like Punisher, that was working pretty good. I got pretty far on it on my physical copy, but I can't seem to get game saves to transfer from memory card, so I did start all over. It did have this issue with it running super slow, like slow motion, but after you got download Decky Tools, and I think it was this SMT, yeah, either check that on or off. Sorry, I was out of focus, out of shot. That fixed it instantly. Same thing with 24. I did beat this, my physical copy back in the day, and it did have that slow motion effect. I just went into the Decky Power Tools, turned off that setting, and that fixed it. And then I thought it was the same problem with Alias, but that's kind of a different scenario. It's and other people have commented on Reddit where your character slows down anytime there's another character on screen. So I've toggled some different settings like that one I just showed you, but it's still not running properly. Somebody on Reddit said that it was working fine on a previous version of the emulator, but it's not really easy to downgrade the software, and I'll probably either try the Xbox version or just wait for a better version or just live without it. But yeah, it's kind of a trip seeing Haunting Ground on the handheld. That's a expensive physical copy, which I do own, but it's not as accessible to a lot of people. But I played all of Sled Storm, played that a ton as a kid with my sister, so that was really fun. Very intuitive controls, great portable experience. The Battlefront 2 version is, I don't know, way easier than like to set up and stuff. You just jump in and go than the actual PC version that I bought that I didn't rip from a physical disc. Wherever it went, yeah, this one, I don't know. And it doesn't look any different as far as I can tell. Same with Indiana Jones on PS2. It's just, I don't know, the controls are just weird, and you got to rebind them. And when you when you jump into the emulator, everything just works pretty much out of the gate, fairly flawlessly. So that's been my favorite right now, doing PS2 games, because that was like one of the major systems that I played as. Can't seem to get Catherine to work very well. That's the only PS3 game that I've tried. PS2 Dante, I think that did work. I'm just kind of trying a little bit of everything. And that, I think, is about it. I think that's about everything that I covered. So overall, it's been pretty cool. There's There's a PS3, maybe a PS4 emulator, but I haven't tried that at all yet. I mean, I can't imagine it's doing super great since the PS2 has a little issues and the 360 has got graphical issues as well. But I mean, I know it's all just going to get better, so it's just been cool to see. But yeah, that's about it as far as the games and emulators I've been running. If you guys have any suggestions, tips, tricks, comments, you know where to drop them. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.